Yo, in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys the best stretch res for low-end PCs. Using this res will give you a huge FPS boost and will lower your input delay, and as of right now, this is one of the most popular reses to use. I'm also gonna show you guys how to set up this res, so make sure to watch the entire video so you don't miss out on anything. So now without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. So, if you guys don't know, using a stretched res has its pros and cons, with its cons having less FOV depending on how much you lower your res, and its pros, which is of course getting more FPS and less input delay. You don't want to lower your res too much because you'll be putting yourself in more disadvantages from the lower FOV. If you don't know what FOV is, that is your field of view, meaning the lower res you have, the less you'll be seeing in game. So if you have a really low res and there is someone next to you, there is a chance that you might not be able to see them, compared to if you're on something like native res or something close to that. Stretched res is really good for getting FPS, but the FOV is one of its problems. So now the res I'm going to be telling you guys will give you an insane FPS boost, but won't lower your FOV too much. Before we get into how to get the stretched res, I'm going to show you guys how to change your res on your desktop and how to fix black bars on your screen after changing your res. So now we are on our desktop, and before we get into Fortnite, we need to do two things first. So the first thing we need to do is go into our NVIDIA control panel. So now we are in our NVIDIA control panel, and now I am going to show you guys how to create your own res for your desktop. So what you want to do is go to your change resolution in your display setting, and then you guys should see a bunch of reses to choose from, but you don't want to do that. You want to create your own res, so you want to click on customize. Then once you click on customize, you should see on the bottom saying create your own custom resolution, and then you guys should see where it says horizontal pixels and vertical lines you want to change those to. So for your horizontal pixels, you guys can see that I am using my own custom res. If you guys did watch my last stretch res video, I didn't change it, so that is why I'm still using it. So it's probably going to say 1920 for you, but you want to change that to 1440. And for your vertical lines, you want to change that to 1050. Also, make sure your refresh rate is matched to your monitor. So if you have a 240Hz monitor, you want to have it at 240. Then on the bottom right of it, you should see test. So once you click on test, it is going to go black. Then you guys can save the res. Then once your screen goes black, you guys can see that it has changed your desktop. Then your screen will probably go black once again. Then you want to confirm these changes. Then you guys can see that the res is on my desktop. You guys do want to make sure that your refresh rate is still what your monitor is. Sometimes this does change, so you do want to make sure your refresh rate did not change. And then you guys do want to click on apply on the bottom right. And now I'm going to show you guys how to put this in full screen. So if you are getting black bars, I am going to show you how to fix this. So what you want to do is go to your adjust desktop size and position. And now as you guys can see, I do use 1750 by 1080. But for this, what you want to do is go to your scaling and make sure this is on full screen. And then you want to put your performance scaling on GPU. And if you do want to change your res to 1440 by 1050, then you can. But I always just like using 1750 by 1080, so I'm not going to change it. So now you shouldn't have these black bars on your screen. So now I am going to show you guys how to go into your game files to change your stretch res in Fortnite. Then after that, we're going to be going into Fortnite. So we are on our desktop, and as you guys can see, so now we do have to change our game user settings. So what you want to do is press the Windows key and press X. And then you want to scroll down until you find run. Then once you find run, where it says open, you want to type in %local app data %, and then press OK. Then you guys should see a bunch of folders, but to make this faster, you guys can press F to find Fortnite. So once you find the Fortnite game folder, you want to click on it, click on saved, click on config, click on Windows client, and instead of left clicking on your game settings, you want to right click on it and then go to properties. And then you want to uncheck read only and then press OK. And now you guys do want to left click to open your game settings. So just to make this easier and less complicated for you guys, what you want to do is click on edit and then go to replace. So I did say this earlier, I am using my own stretch res. Assuming most of you aren't using stretch res or you're just trying to get into a new stretch res, our find what and replace with is going to be different. So if you're on native res, which is 1920 by 1080, for your find what, you want to put 1920, but I am using 1650 by 1080, so I'm going to find 1650, and now I'm going to replace that with 1440. Then you want to click on replace all. Now you want to do this again. So now you do want to find 1080, and then you want to replace 1080 with 1050. Then you want to click on replace all once again. Then you guys can exit out of this. And now you guys can see, if you do scroll down, if you do find your settings, you guys can see that I am on 1440 by 1050. So now you want to go to files and just save it. So now you do want to right click on the game settings and go back to properties, so you guys can check read only once again. So now I am going to be going into Fortnite to show you guys that I am on the new res. Before we go into Fortnite, I just want to announce that Novos is completely free for this entire month. So if you do want to improve in Fortnite right now, channel. Now is the perfect time to sign up for Novos. This is completely free and you don't need to use a card or anything to sign up for it. Novos has tons of things for you in their workshop for you to improve your skills in Fortnite. And you guys can create your own custom training routine to improve. So now is the time to sign up for Novos. So check out Novos, which is in the description of this video. Alright, so we are on stretch res, and I did notice a few things straight away from this res. So usually I use a res close to native res, but since this res is a little zoomed in, just to get the most FPS boost, I did feel a little different building. So when I was building, I felt like I had to move my mouse a bit more because the game is zoomed in more, because I'm not used to using that much of a stretch res. Usually I did use 1680 or 1750 by 1080. But the reason why this res is really good is because it's not too zoomed in. The res is a little zoomed in, but it's not that bad, but you will be getting a huge FPS boost, and my FPS in my building did feel really consistent. So I do feel like this is going to be one of the best stretch reses to use if you are on a low end PC. So that is going to be it for this video. If this video did help you by any mean, or if you did just enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And also, the best way to support me is to use my code Witeout in the item shop. And also guys, remember that Novos is completely free for this entire month. So if you do want to improve in Fortnite right now, make sure to check out Novos in the description. So with all that said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Run away from the past and the nonsense. Tired of toxic games, not an option. Made it up from the mud, I'ma find this.